Well, hello everybody, Jason up, New Year's Revolution Cave. The day before the prep for the colonoscopy that, don't worry, you'll all be a part of.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're going to be a part of it. All right, so I got something in the mail today. Don't worry, it's not another over-the-top, ridiculously generous gift. It is this. It is the beginning of my custom LJN Piper's Pit. And I will try to get it out of the package. This was the tiny little price of $9.99. And it is a yard of Scottish plaid fabric that just goes and goes and goes, and I could even open it even more. So here it is. So obviously, you know that we're going to be creating a Piper's Pit. Now that I see this is about as perfect as it could be. I've decided to do the pit with, so the second rendition of the pit has 5 panels. Middle panel is beige with some white kind of cloudy paint texture-y stuff that I'll have to figure out how to do. And that middle panel has the Scottish crest. Next to those two are 2 more panels. So we have now 3 panels with the plaid material, and that's where the 2 posters are. And then connecting those 2 are 2 more beige panels. So we will be having a 5-paneled pit. Now, I thought, all right, size. What size should the pit be? Because we're talking 5 panels now. So I didn't want it too tall. I didn't want it too rectangle. I wanted it to look good. I also don't want it to take up a ridiculous amount of space in my room. And now that I'm looking, I know exactly where it's going to go. So we're good. So I have some, I don't know what kind of wood, balsam, maybe some cheap. Actually, it's not cheap when you buy it in a sheet from Lowe's, because I bought it to do the tabletop for the Castle Grayskull Ghostbusters diorama, because I didn't want a heavy piece of plywood. So I bought this cheap wood, and I still had a giant square of it left. So I just kind of eyeballed scale, and I cut the first panel. So here is the first panel of Piper's Pit, and you can see that it is not thick. It's not heavy. Liam could punch right through it if he wanted to.
Actually?
Well, not right now, no. But you probably could if you were angry. It might splinter and hurt your fingers a little bit. Anyway, here's the first panel of Piper's Pit. And what I'm going to do is on the back, I'm going to attach molding. So, you know, a little bit thicker, maybe an inch, 2-inch thick molding all around. And that'll give me some studs, basically, where I can then attach the hinges to have the look that I want. So I've seen people have just 5 separate panels with some like cardboard backing behind them. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build out the backs of the panels and then attach them with hinges. So I've sanded this very roughly, and it looks like my cut was a little off right there. So what this panel is going to be, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fabric, and I'm going to cut the fabric and wrap the fabric around the panel and staple it, and there we go. So we'll have a panel like so, and it'll obviously look a little better than this, but this is what 2 of the panels are going to look like. And then your posters are right here. Now what I've decided to do for the posters, the crest is easy. The close-up of the crest is everywhere online. I have to iron this really good too. Going to give this a real good ironing. The crest is everywhere online. I can find that. But what I've decided to do for the posters is, I mentioned it yesterday. So if you look back at Piper's Pit number 2, I think that's the one with a poster of just Piper and then a poster of Piper and Orndorff in the ring. So what I'm going to do, well, because that Piper's Pit is for humans, right? That's the human Piper's Pit. So you would expect humans to be in the photos, in the posters. Well, I'm not doing a human Piper's Pit. I'm doing an LJN Piper's Pit. So why would the posters be of humans? They wouldn't. There's no humans that exist in the LJN world. So I'm going to recreate those posters with LJNs. So Piper, not the XOX Piper, but the LJN Piper and the LJN Orndorff are going to be posed in the LJN ring somehow. I'm going to have one of my creative friends give me a background of a crowd of some kind, and I'm simply going to take a photo of that. And I'm going to have to get the distance right because I don't want it too close up and it can't be too big, and I got to figure out the scale. So I might back up a little bit and again send it to somebody, have them do some Photoshop magic, and I'm going to print it out in black and white. And then it's going to be a poster. And then I'll just pose Roddy Piper. I'll probably pose the new Piper. I'll probably pose the new Piper chest up and have him be his own little poster. So there'll be 2 posters. And then I'm going to, as I put the pictures on the wall, if you look at the second pit, those posters are framed in a little black frame. So I'm going to try to get just probably maybe like a photo stock paper, black photo stock paper, and just cut out a little border for the poster. So it'll look as good as possible. I want to be able to figure out how to attach the photos to, because they're going to be on the plaid, probably fabric glue, I assume. But that's how that's going to go. Now here, as far as scale goes, this is the Piper that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the XOX Piper. It's just such a good, I can't get over this figure. It's such a good figure, and it makes for an absolutely perfect Piper's Pit figure. The LJN, the original LJN Piper, I think would look silly in comparison to this. So as far as scale goes, here's our wall. Here's our Piper. Let's see, he'll be on the ground. So there's the scale of the pit. I don't know if that's the exact scale, but this would be one wall of the pit, and there's going to be 5 of them, and they're going to be curled inwards and angled a little bit, and it'll make for some real good photos, I think. So here's the scale of the pit. A couple of accessories. So the chairs, I have no idea what I'm going to do yet for the chairs. The chairs are tricky. The Piper's Pit that I'm talking about has brown leather office chairs, and I don't mean office chairs as in comfy lounge chairs. They're like 70s or 80s office chairs, metal frames, but with brown cushion padding, right? So brown backing, brown seat padding, and those are the chairs that he used. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to get those made or where to buy them. Unfortunately, I'll probably end up with like some Jack's steel chairs, unfortunately, which are nowhere near scale, but the LJNs aren't sitting anyway. So that might be okay just for looks. I don't know. There's also the table. The middle table is blue, and it has a oversized top on it. And then it has a white WWF logo on the table, but the table goes like this. So the table legs come inward, and then there's the big top on it. All I've seen online when people do custom pits are a square table with a top on it because it's obviously easy to make. We'll see if my friend 4 Left 3D Creations can make that table. If not, then I'll just be going with square, just like everybody else did. And that's that. And I'm looking forward to it. that will be probably more done on it this weekend for sure. I could even have all the. I can certainly have the panels cut out within 4 minutes, but I don't want to cut anymore. I'm in the garage. It's cold. I worked all day. I'm tired. I got 4 more panels to cut out. I've got to go in the shed and see if I have any wood to put around to make a frame. I don't think I do. So I'll have to run to the store and get a piece of molding and use it. I should probably just get one piece would be fine. I might though, because I used it to hang up my pegboard in the garage. I put the strip of molding and so I might have some in the shed. So we'll look. But that's that. And once I do that, I think I'm going to do the WWF interview set, the golden blue panels with the WWF logo in the middle. And that'll be cool. Just stand Mean Gene there. I don't want to take up too much room. I don't have a lot of room on the floor to set these things up. But we'll do it and it'll be cool. And I'll just have a couple little sets. I'm excited about it. It's a fun little project. Keeps me going. So there you go. That's one panel. We got the plaid, and it's fantastic plaid. It's perfect. And my man Stephen Brown said, "Why don't you build a life-size pit?" And I went, "Oh, that's ridiculous." I am getting more room in the garage. Should we build a life-size Piper's pit in the garage? It would be heavy. It wouldn't be heavy because I could use this same wood. This same wood comes in huge sheets. Huge, like that I cut when I'm at Lowe's so that I don't have to like have it flopping out of my truck. And we would need 2x4s and we would need hinges. And I could probably get multiple yards of this. Oh, I don't know. I don't think, what would I do with it? I probably would just do a 3-paneled pit. I don't know. That's kind of silly, isn't it? We need toy room space, don't we? We shouldn't build a life-size Piper's pit. We'll see you next time. Good night now.